I was born in Iowa, and when I was 10 years old, my parents moved to Arizona. So I went to grade school and high school here, and then I went to Arizona State University College of Medicine and became an RN. And then I joined the Army Nurse Corps, and I was an Army nurse for 5 years, spent a year in Vietnam, and I did a master's in nursing while I was in the Army. And then decided I want to go to medical school, so I had to go back and do some pre-med classes, and then I got into medical school. And then it's 4 years of medical school and an additional 6 years to be a cardiologist, and then I've been practicing for 25 years. I actually have two employers at the present time. I am still practicing cardiology, and so my employer is Cardiovascular Consultants, and it's a large cardiology group in the North Valley. We've got 45 cardiologists and 15 offices, so I'm a part of those 45 cardiologists, and I see patients there. And in addition to that, my other employer is University of Arizona College of Medicine, and my responsibilities here at the College of Medicine are teaching primarily the first year students. There's a lot of applications involved. It starts with getting into medical school, and of course that's an extensive application process. And fortunately now it's all centralized, so you send in, I believe, just one application, and it goes into a central location, and then it's distributed to wherever you want to apply. So then after medical school, the next thing one would apply for is the residency position, where you specialize in internal medicine, surgery, pediatrics. And then once you complete that, for me as a cardiologist, after I finished my 3 years of internal medicine residency, I applied again for cardiology fellowship. And that's just more paperwork and sending things off. And once you're accepted there, it's another 3 years to be a cardiologist. Started, as I mentioned, as a registered nurse, graduated from Arizona State University College of Nursing. And after I finished my degree, that's when I joined the Army Nurse Corps, and I actually spent 5 years in the Army Nurse Corps. My first assignment as an Army nurse was at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas. And I had a great experience there. I was really kind of just learning my nursing responsibilities. From there, I was assigned to Vietnam, and I worked at the 24th Evac Hospital. This was in the 70s, early 70s. And then when I came back, I actually worked over at Scottsdale Healthcare, but I had applied for a master's program in nursing, and I did that for a year at University of California, San Francisco. So then I owed the Army 2 more years. I decided I got out of the Army when I got back from Vietnam, but I went back in on a student program where they paid my salary while I went to school in San Francisco, and then I owed them 2 more years. And so those 2 years I was lucky enough to be assigned to Hawaii, and I worked at Tripler Army Medical Center for 2 years. And there I started going around with the doctors and kind of seeing what they did. And I wanted to know more and have more to say about how things were done and how people were talked to. So I decided I wanted to try to go to medical school. So then I got out of the Army to go back. I had to go back to ASU, and I did some pre-med classes that I hadn't taken my first time through in nursing. And so then I finished that, applied to medical school, got in, that's 4 years. And then I did my internal medicine residency for 3 years after medical school in Tucson. And then I went to Dallas for 3 years to specialize in cardiology. And then after those 3 years, I came back to Arizona and have been in private practice. With the cardiology group, I'm a staff cardiologist. I just see patients. I have a schedule, and I see patients in my office, and they come in. Currently, my practice is pretty full, so I'm not taking new patients. And then here at the College of Medicine, I'm what's called the block director, and I'm in charge of the cardiac, pulmonary, and the renal block, which is like a course for the first year medical students. So they're learning all about cardiology, pulmonary, and renal, the physiology and the pharmacology, clinical application. And so I'm in charge. I don't have to teach every single class, but I'm in charge of coordinating and structuring, organizing the classes. I go to all the classes and kind of follow along, and I'm in charge of that. It's about a 3-month block of time that's every day for the students. Well, I've been practicing cardiology. I'm in my 26th year now of practicing cardiology. And then I've been with the College of Medicine for 5 or 6 years, ever since the College of Medicine in Phoenix opened up. Somebody who is professional and ethical. So we want not only a smart person, but we want a person who can communicate with patients and be committed and responsible and professional. So in addition, when they're looking at applicants, yes, they look at the grades and they look at the MCAT scores, but they also look at volunteer activities and any travel. And I'd say half of the students that are accepted have had other jobs, or they haven't gone straight from high school, college to medical school. They've had a break. We currently have, in the first year class, we have 5 veterans who has served overseas. And so that opportunity for them to be veterans, serve our country, is so growth producing. We think that adds a great deal of maturity to the individual and will make them a better doctor. We have one student who was a police officer for 5 years. We have had students, one was a newspaper editor in Montana or Wyoming. Another one taught 7th grade biology. So there's a real wide variety of students, but I think the thing they're looking for is the maturity, professionalism, commitment, compassion, in addition to good grades.